All right, so
Words.
We're rolling. So if we want to,
I didn't even tell me to put my mic in the stand. This is gonna sound great by grabbing it.
That's fine. Like the music will be playing over this part, so it's like the part no one really gives a shit about.
So I sing the H3 podcast opening.
We have our own opening, asshole.
We do. I know. I made it.
So,
I still haven't heard it yet, even though technically I'm hearing it right now. Because the magic of editing. I like this song.
Wow.
I love the insert song here.
Spencer, when you're editing the YouTube video, put up a picture of her favorite animal right here. Wow, that's an animal that Spencer likes.
You're gonna have to send me that because I'm probably gonna forget, and there's probably not.
You're gonna just listen to the beginning part of it.
I don't listen to it.
I clearly you don't, Mister.
It's literally been
fine.
1
It
minute since the start of the recording.
Great. It sounded fine. As in, it was like it was okay. It's a little.
There won't be an animal. There'll probably just be an annotation from me saying Spencer didn't put it up.
Sounds about right.
So, on today's episode, I have like 3 stories for you guys.
We went to
I
PAX,
can't
so we
wait.
didn't talk about it.
We went to PAX. PAX can wait.
I think PAX should be last.
Yeah, we'll save PAX for last. But so Bob,
Yes.
I have like because Spencer already knows all of them.
This
So
DHS story.
DHS or Eric, which one should we tell first?
I want to get a beer so tell DHS because I want to do Eric.
Okay.
Too. Anybody want?
Yeah, sure. I'll go for it.
So yeah, whichever one you pick up first.
Cool. You get a bud because you chose that shit.
Great, and I absolutely hate every second of it. So I wake up this morning.
Budweiser endorsement.
I wake up this morning. I go downstairs because I'm working from home today. I go right to the couch. I'm doing my work or whatever, and then I start playing a game because I don't really have much left to do at work. So I think I told you, I'm losing my job. So
Yes.
I'm like pretty much on like the decline right now.
You're kind of at this point where you're like, you know what? I need this job, but
I'm keeping it for the next 2
F it.
months, but I don't care anymore.
Right.
So they pretty much have been giving all my work to somebody else anyway. So
right.
I'm just coasting along at this point. So I'm down here. I start playing like Mario Kart or whatever, and my cat is like annoying me. So I'm like, all right, I should probably go feed my cat. I get up, and that's when I kind of start like taking a notice of like the room around me. My whole downstairs floor is covered in feathers.
Oh.
Same color as my bird. I immediately think, oh fuck, this cat just ate my bird. My cat ate my bird is what I'm thinking. I go upstairs. Top part of the cage is open. Like the very top part. My heart sinks. Because I'm like, Corinne loves this bird. She loves this bird with all her heart. The king got open. There's feathers all on the floor of the cage here. There's feathers all over the floor down here. I'm like, oh my God, this bird's dead. I'm scouring. I lock her in the bathroom. I put her like food.
The cat or Corinne?
The cat. Corinne's at work. I lock the cat in the bathroom. I turn this apartment upside down, looking for this bird, like trying to find if I can see like the carcass, the body, whatever I can find.
Right. Something
to tell me like, is this bird dead? Is it alive? Or has this cat downed it? And I'm like, I can't find it. So I was like, I have to tell Corinne. So I text her like, hey, call me ASAP. She calls me. She's like, whoa, what's wrong? And I'm like, I start crying at this point because I'm like, this bird's dead. She's
Sarah McLachlan starting in the background.
She's not going to take this well. And I'm just like, babe, I'm so sorry. I can't find the bird. He's dead. Like the cat. I think the cat got him. There's feathers everywhere. And she's like trying to calm me down, but it's like clearly like she's upset too. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm crying at this point. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm running around this apartment. I can't find them. I start playing like the bird sounds, and because we found like a YouTube
That'll
video
calm me down.
Of like bird sounds to try to get, because he chirps back, either because he either likes them or hates them. Either way, it gets a reaction out of him.
Said. He was playing the bird noises, and like, what those birds are like telling him to fuck off in bird language, like, motherfucker, come over here, I'll kick your ass.
You suck.
Hey, yo!
You suck dick.
You think you're so good because you live inside?
So I'm playing.
Remember your roots.
I'm running up and down, but when the cat was out when I was looking for him, the cat kept coming by the bar. So I'm like, all right, it's probably where she ate him. I check this bar. I flip over everything. I'm like, I can't find this fucking bird. I think it got to like 3 o'clock was when I finally just gave up. And I was like, this bird's dead. This bird's fucking dead. And like, I'm texting people. Glenn's looking on Google, and apparently it's like house cats will play with the dead body because that's just what they do. But outside cats, or like feral cats on their own, will eat the entire bird. Evie started out as an outside cat on her own. So I'm like, going back to her roots, just fucking down this bird.
Do they prefer fried or grilled?
Your mom. I didn't have a retort, so I just went with the classic your mom.
What'd you call him?
Retort.
Hey,
it's a word.
Wait a minute.
I don't like that word, so I wouldn't say it.
He messages me. He's just like, I think my cat killed the bird. I'm like, wait, are you serious? I at first I thought this was like some gag for the
We're going to have to edit that part out. Corinne told me not to tell you. I don't want her to know that I told you because I strictly told her I wouldn't.
Oh.
Remember that?
Yeah, well,
that whole bit.
Don't bring it up.
Cool. Mark that spot.
Why the hell does she care if I know?
I don't know. She didn't want you to think more or less of the cat.
I already think cats are bloodthirsty fuckers. It's not going to change.
I'm more covering my own ass at this point.
I really wish you could keep that in. I really wish you could talk to her so we can keep that in. Because I want to talk about this now. You sent me messages, and then I told Eric that the bird was decapitated. Because you sent me...
CNN over here fucking tells Eric that the bird got decapitated because I told him I'm looking for the body, and he thinks just the body, not the head. Because you know... Any fucking crime TV show where they're like, let's go to the body, do they have to specify the body and the head together, or do they just say the body? They say just the body, not the body and head.
I don't think the body's over here. The head landed 50 feet that way.
Like, they would specify, like, hey, we're going to go to the body. By the way, he was decapitated. That's something else you add to it.
But you said the cat got to it, so I doubt the cat would just poke it in the jugular and leave it alone. Like, I would think the cat... Yeah, exactly.
No, it ate the entire thing.
So, well, I didn't know that about feral cats. I know that cats love to kill just for the fun of killing.
Which also, a lot of people said, how the fuck did this bird get killed by a three-legged cat? Which, true. For anyone who doesn't know, my cat has 3 legs.
That's why she's Dickhead Stumpy, DHS.
Yeah, DHS. So
you can follow her on Instagram, too.
You can follow her on Instagram,
really?
Evie Kelly.
Ew.
The people...
I'm a follower.
The people who I got the cat from said, can you just make an Instagram for us? I don't publicize it. It's strictly just pictures so that the people who used to have the cat can see pictures.
What's the name again so I can shitpost on it?
Never. I will privatize it.
Oh, no.
I will privatize it so that you can't even... I'll block you from that account.
You got blocked by DHS. How does it make you feel?
By me on the DHS
no,
account.
I got blocked by a cat, which I hate. Ah, dang it.
And see, this cat's fucking looking at... Hey, fucker.
For the record, the cat is staring at the bird in the cage with devious eyes. With DHS eyes.
So, yeah, I'm thinking this bird's fucking dead. And I'm freaking out. And then Spencer says, like, oh, I'm going to be here at, like, 6:20. It just hits 6 o'clock. I'm playing, like, Mario Odyssey. The cat walks over back towards the bar, and I'm just, like, revisiting the scene of the crime, probably. And that's when I hear loud-ass squawking. And I'm just like, the fuck is that? And I'm like, wait a minute, I know that sound. Holy shit, he's alive. So I run over to the bar, and that scares Evie. Evie goes to, like, the stairs here. And I start, you can see all the alcohol's on the ground. I start pulling out a bunch of the alcohol. The bird is fucking, thank you. The bird's behind the alcohol on, like, the top shelf where I didn't even think to look because I didn't know how the fuck he got back there. And as soon as I pull it back, he flies away. I scream, Evie, get the fuck upstairs, which scares the cat. She runs upstairs. I go and close the door. He flies away. He's, like, sitting among my amiibos over there. And I go back and look. There's, like, bird shit, like, just like a little area of just bird shit there. So he's been sitting there all morning.
He was scared shitless.
Yeah, he was scared shitless.
Dude,
he shit himself. And because Corinne said, she was like, I saw him this morning. She was
turn your phone off.
fuck you. So she was like, I saw him this morning. I knew he was alive then. I'm like, fuck, it happened while I was sleeping. So, yeah, I had a fucking eventful morning.
I come over.
of searching.
I come
for
over
this
before I
bird.
come into the basement. All I heard is, "Don't open the door!" I'm like, what? Don't open the door! Don't open the door. And so I'm like, wait, why? He's like, the bird's alive. I'm like, how's the bird?
Congratulations.
No.
Like,
Well,
okay.
I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, this bird was, he couldn't find the body. It's not decapitated, is it? And so I said,
He's confusing himself in something he made up on his
might
own.
have sort of told Eric, because him and I talk about everything. And so I just texted Eric after telling him the decapitated bird, like, the bird's alive. And he
It's
called
a chicken
me.
without a head.
It's just Ozzy Osbourne did, just running around on stage.
because at the same time when I was on Corinne, I'm also telling our friend Jess Beltran, who I got the cat from, that, like, you know, there's feathers everywhere, and I'm also concerned. I'm like, if this cat ate this bird whole, like, is the cat gonna be okay, or do I have to bring her in? That, like, endorse vomiting to get, like, the bones and shit out. She's like, no, the cat will be fine. She's like, but there's no blood anywhere? I'm like, no, I couldn't find any blood. I just found feathers all over the floor here, under his cage, and then, like, randomly throughout the apartment. But I was like, I can't find blood anywhere, and I can't find a body. So she's like, all right.
Did it hit the floor?
She's like, if you can't, if there's no way you can find this body, then she probably ate him whole. Which is what
I can
thinking,
totally see. I mean, I know you were probably texting her, but I could totally see Jess just saying that completely, like, normal, like, just, oh yeah, she probably just ate her.
Oh no, because she also was texting me like, yeah, and if that.
Well, that's the kind of stuff she sees on a daily basis, though.
She was also just like, yeah. Also, the cat attack probably killed it because their hearts can't take much, so any, like, amount of stress, they'll just keel over and die. She's like, so if anything, that's probably how. She's like, it's probably how Evie got him.
It's like the dead parrot sketch from Monty
Because
Python.
a cat attack would have scared it to death. Because their hearts can't take much. It's because they're tiny. Look at them. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right. So I'm, like, trying to come to terms with it. Just the fact that this bird is now dead. You know, I'm trying to think, like, should we get another one? I'm thinking of, like, historical names for it. I was going to name the next bird George Washington, but that was just me. But no.
Why?
Just
why?
I like George Washington.
That's it?
He was he was my favorite president.
You never met him.
So I like his ideals.
None of us have ever met any presidents.
You like the fact he owned slaves?
No, I like the fact that he said
Straw
to stay
man.
away from political parties.
But I like parties.
Not political ones.
Nope, I like communist
But, but what if it is
Potatoes.
a party put on by political people? Is that considered a political party? And would you stay away from it?
Too many P words, my head just exploded.
Penis, 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 penis.
To be fair, so did half of our listeners because of all the popping peas.
The popping peas. Dude, have you...
Do these cancel out?
For the most part.
Yeah.
They do a decentish job.
I got a pop.
I think it's just
over
your shitty editing in post is why it sounds so bad.
there. Great. So
Neat.
yeah, I was just like, cool. Found the bird. Bird's now in its cage, eating some snacks, playing with the bell. And my
your
cat's
cat's
and my
still
cat's
staring
staring at
at
it.
it.
The cat's got to stare at it, but she ain't getting up there. Not with those legs. It's like that's. It's like Sneakers O'Toole. It's like, we're never gonna catch him. Not in these shoes.
My question is, how did the cat get to the bird in the first place?
Well, the bird...
Well, no,
we're
the
thinking-
bird
okay,
cage
top
up
of
top.
I want to talk to...
It's my story. Fuck off. You have your own story.
You always talk over me. This is why we...
So the top part of the cage it's not hooked on. It's just like you press it against the cage and it just like the friction itself keeps it closed.
Just kind of like placed.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that he can like fly into it and just open it because Corinne said that he's done that before, but only once. And they caught it, so they really didn't think much of it. She got zip tied, so we're just gonna zip tie that closed. But yeah, that was my day. Worrying about that.
That sounds fun.
So
It was
on to
not.
more Eric, because I want to go to my favorite
True.
one.
All right, so that's that story. Next story.
So I'm at my firehouse working on my car. I think I was just doing brakes on it or something. But both Eric and Brian were having a bad day. Brian Brian got locked out of. He was supposed to stay over at his friend's place. He was still living up in Pearl River.
I was staying in Arlene's place at the time.
Right, and so he had to be over. That was over Lawrenceville by Ryder.
Yeah.
So
in New Jersey, Central Jersey.
So meaning like it's a distance from Pearl River. So he was locked out at the time, but thankfully my firehouse is right over there, so he came over to hang out.
Yeah, it's like 5
Eric
minutes.
drove all the way from like one of the Brunswicks to Atlantic City to meet up with the girl, just for her to say, "Oh, we don't really have enough room to hang out." Like, ooh, I started hung out with someone. I can see you next time though, and like he's in AC, so he's pissed. Doesn't feel like going all the way back. So I'm like, yeah, man, come on over. So Brian's over. He's in like an mood, just waiting to be able to get.
I thought Eric was there before me.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, because that was earlier in the day. I didn't get there till later in the night because I didn't drive till night because I was just staying over because I had an event for work the next morning.
Right. Okay, yeah. So Eric was already there. Eric came over. Brian came over that night, and as I'm underneath one of the wheel wells in my car, and as I'm wrenching, Brian's mom came down with cancer, and thankfully she kicked its ass, and she is no longer has cancer, but
She's cancer free.
she is cancer free.
which is awesome.
Super awesome. However, at this point, she just got diagnosed. And Eric pulled a me where he just reads things too quickly and misreads them.
Well, it's because I posted a picture. It was you probably remember. I posted a picture where that's where I shaved my head because my mom got the news that she had to go through chemo and she's going to lose all her hair, which my mom loves her hair. So she was really down about losing her hair. So I was like, I'll shave mine off so we can be bald together.
Right, and support, which is super awesome.
Yeah, so I made a post saying, it was like hashtag Team Kelly. You know, my mom did all these great things. The next thing on our list is kick cancer's ass. You know, positive motivation things for my mother.
Well, Brian comes over. Eric and I are in the back bay, just doing. I'm wrenching. He's just talking, and Eric's just like, "Oh, hey, Brian, good to see you. Oh, by the way, congratulations on the cancer." And
No. He said, "Tell your mom congratulations."
I just remember congratulations on the cancer because I'm
that's
wrenching.
what
I'm
we
wrenching
make
under
fun
my
of it,
car because I'm taking a bolt out and just go wrench, and then just pause like, oh my god! Like, don't be wrong. I am the king of saying the wrong things. It gets me in trouble all the time. I just kind of own it as a personality trait. I've tried to be better, but
To be fair, you did disappoint someone else's father.
yes. That's in the previous episode.
It was
yes, that was a fun day.
It was funny because like after he says that, I give Eric just like a confused look, like what, and then he just starts bursting out laughing. He fucking loses it.
I was done.
And I'm just looking at Eric. I'm just like,
I'm laughing my ass off. We all knew what happened. We know Eric well enough. He has a dickhead sense of humor, but he wouldn't congratulate.
That's what I'm saying for sure. Because he was like, oh yeah, tell your mom congratulations. And I just looked at him like,
and Eric doesn't sound authentic unless he's being authentic. So the fact that he said it so authentically, we both knew that he misinterpreted something.
He thought that my mom just beat cancer.
But it was quite the opposite.
It was my mom just got cancer. So I looked at him so confused, like genuinely puzzled, like, what?
And I think that moment Eric knew.
And then Eric's like, didn't your mom just beat cancer? I was like, no, she just got cancer. And then Eric, I've never seen a man more apologetic in my life. Just like his face drops. He goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, oh no, dude, it's fine. Like, I know you didn't mean it like that. But he's just so apologetic. Spencer's still laughing at this point.
It was one of the this is by far my favorite Eric story. This is by
it was pretty funny.
The funniest
it was pretty funny. Like, because then after that, I just laughed.
All three of us have that same dark sense of humor. So we all, again, Brian and I both knew exactly what happened. I wouldn't be laughing if I thought Eric was genuine. I would have got up and backhanded him with my ratchet. But I mean, we all knew that he authentically
he just had a moment.
He was so happy that Brian's mom beat cancer, except it was the opposite.
It was so genuine of like, congratulations. Just got cancer though.
and so I'm just laughing underneath my car as Eric is just so apologetic.
I think I told my mom that story too.
It takes a lot. Your mom would love that story.
I think I
love dinner with your parents because there's always some sort of dark, decrepit fuck story. Because your mom's a nurse, your dad was NYPD, so they both have plenty of stories to tell.
Oh yeah, no, they do.
And they have such a great
even
sense
not
of humor,
not
too.
like cop stores. My dad, it just has weird shit that he's just done.
And seen.
One of my favorites of his was I think you heard at St. Patrick's Day was that they went to
The cruise?
no, not the cruise. That was a good one. No, but they went to, I think it was a bar in London, and they were at a hotel. And for the hotel, it was like, if there's a guest there, somebody has to. You can't close the bar down. So they had people on schedules just for at least one or two people to be at the bar, so that the bar could never close. So they just literally had a rotating amount of people just sitting there keeping that bar open, and it got to the point where they ran out of bartenders. So the security guards that were for the hotel had to bartend because they,
Wow.
you know how British people are just known for
They're just there.
they do things. They don't want to be. They don't want like any confrontation or anything.
Really,
They're kind of
think
just
of British
like
people. I just think of people that are known for doing things, and they're there. They're there doing things. It's amazing.
It's kind of just like the Canadian mentality. It's like, oh, you don't want to cause a scene. Just like, okay, like we'll do this, whatever.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
You know?
it's just funny because the security guard was just like, all right, I guess I'm bartending. Has like no experience behind a bar, and then he'll just pour beers for them. And it's just like, all right, here you go. And apparently they didn't give a shit. They were fine with it. So they just kept this bar open, and they just had people on schedules.
I had a moment like that 2 years ago. Actually, a little bit over a year ago now. It was our company holiday party, and it was right after I'd left my previous job to join my now previous job. But I was invited back to the holiday party, and afterwards, half of the sales staff and almost all of the promo staff was invited across the street to the hotel bar. Well, the hotel bar was closed. But that wasn't good enough for our lead salesperson. She's the highest biller in the company, makes hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
She's a man-eater.
She's absolutely terrifying as a human being. And she walks in, she goes, "You're opening the bar for us." And they say, "Okay." So they open up this bar for us.
She give that look too, because I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh yeah. She goes, "No, you're opening the bar for us." And they go, "Oh, okay."
she's a scary
super
lady.
meek and everything like that. So they open the bar and they're serving us drinks and everything like that. And the woman literally just closed the bar as we're walking in. She goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, we're closed." And the salesperson goes, "No, you're not." Deadpan, stares her directly in the eye. "No, you're not."
Oh.
I feel the fear already because I know exactly who it is.
And
I'm
the bartender
just
goes,
What can I get you?
"Okay." She goes, "I'll have 4 bottles of champagne, please, and whatever any of these people here want."
She's like, "Champagne's for me."
Well, it's funny because this company had just been bought out by another company, so one of the CFOs of this new company was here to experience the holiday party.
Sure.
Oh, and I'm sure she was putting out all the...
She was invited over to the after party at this hotel bar, and she's looking at this salesperson like, "This person is terrifying, and she now works for me." Like,
it's like the fat cat dollar signs just show up.
oh yeah, like the eyeballs turn into slot machines that all said dollar signs.
Bar.
After a while, some of the other salespeople got a little bit too drunk and went up to the rooms because they're staying in the same hotel and everything like that. And it comes down to that salesperson, myself, my boss, that salesperson's husband, and this new person from corporate. And the new person from corporate's like, are you guys okay? Like, have you... Nice. Like, are you guys sure you're good? And she's like, yeah. And she's drunk out of her mind. She's giving me life advice of how to propose to my girlfriend because I wasn't dating anyone at the time.
Life advice. What nerd?
She was getting Spencer Mental to us. And this person's like, oh, okay. Well, fast forward a few weeks later, she was on an interview on one of the morning shows at a different station in our cluster, saying, she goes, "Well, experiencing some radio stations are certainly unique. I was at one station's holiday party, and let me tell you,
You're not closed.
alcohol and work and coworkers should never mix. And she was clearly talking about us.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah. But to be fair, my
So
boss got
what you're
super drunk and
saying
tried to
is
fight 2 Uber drivers.
She can't hang. That sounds like a fun night.
Oh, it was amazing.
That sounds like a blast of a
And
night.
the only thing that stopped the Uber driver from pummeling my boss is because I was standing there with my arms
I guess the
folded.
radio field, do you find that there's like a lot of people with a superiority complex where,
Oh,
where they
yeah.
have to be like, oh my God,
yes.
you did the thing? I would never do the thing.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
Fuck those people.
Literally.
Your boss
radio.
wanted to fight the Uber drivers? Hopefully he or she didn't.
He didn't.
He didn't.
It was magical. See, that was another great story, too. Yes.
Okay.
What?
I was asking, was it
Yes.
okay? Cool.
Yes. Spiky McGee, as we like to call him sometimes.
Spiked burrito.
Yes. So, and the best part is, this terrifying salesperson is the one who ordered the Uber for us. So the person orders the Uber, and she kept getting phone calls from the Uber driver saying, hey, you need to cancel the ride. I accidentally hit accept. You need to cancel the ride. When the Uber driver could easily just have canceled it. And, my boss at the time, he's sitting there, he's like, well, no, you accepted the ride. You're giving us a ride. I don't care. You messed up. You're owning up to it, or you're canceling. Simple as that. And he's like, no, man. No, I'm just going to show up then. I'm just going to show up and charge you. So we're like, what? So
I'm confused. Hold on. Your boss ordered an Uber.
no, the scary saleswoman
Scary salesman
ordered the Uber for my boss and I to get back to the hotel we were staying at.
Oh, how kind of her, question mark.
She was incredibly drunk and giving me life advice.
See, I've never ordered people Ubers.
Neither have I. This is
Gotten incredibly drunk
that was
and
actually
given
my
life advice, but I've never ordered
best part is
Ubers.
that was my first ever experience with Uber. Ever.
It's probably foreshadowing.
Yeah, probably. So
Prefer Lyft.
this person shows up, so do I.
Me too. It has a pink logo instead of black. It's made more fun.
The Uber driver shows up and he's like, yo, I'm looking for scary salesperson here. And he goes, oh yeah, salesperson ordered me. Where are we going? He goes, no, you're canceling the order. And my boss goes, no, she ordered it for me. She's asleep. Just give me the ride or cancel. He's like, no, I'm just going to waste your time then. Well, my boss kind of leans over and puts his arm on the guy's window to talk to him.
Listen, pal.
And the guy goes, don't touch my car. And my boss is like, all right, my bad, dude. He's like, don't touch my car, bro.
Why is he getting so defensive, though?
Because he just wants to be an a-hole.
At that point, that guy's just looking for a fight.
Oh, yeah.
No, but what-
So my boss...
I'm sorry, because I'm just not following. So, you're scary salesperson. Uber's the order. Orders the Uber, and he gets there. So why didn't your boss just take it? Was the night not over?
No, the guy wasn't going... It was
as in
refusing the ride.
Because the woman wasn't there who ordered it.
No, not even. He was showing up just to make a point. And to give...
He didn't
What's
want
the point?
To be an a-hole.
That's part of my
It was
following. What's the point?
100%
So
the Uber driver's fault.
he wastes his own time, which is money, especially when you're doing the Uber thing, his own fuel. Mm-hmm. And minimal wear and tear on the car, but still, he took them. Why?
Yeah, just to be an a-hole.
You're asking the wrong people.
Just because...
He had a bad night.
Just
then.
because the
There's no-
scary person and my boss the scary person didn't cancel the Uber, and my boss couldn't cancel the Uber.
Is he allowed? Would he be allowed to take the Uber without the scary person?
Yeah. 100%. Yes.
The person who orders the Uber
person-
does not have to be there.
Correct.
They just take the bill.
Correct.
And it's up to afterwards how
Exactly.
You
It's like me saying, "Hey Spence, here's $20. Go call a cab." It's on
it
you.
makes sense. I was just
You know what I
I
mean?
just never thought about that.
Yeah, but
pretty smart.
this guy,
I'm gonna remember that.
his story was, I accidentally hit yes and I can't hit cancel. Well, the guy, my boss is sitting there. He puts his arm on the car, leaning in. He's like, "Don't touch my fucking car, bro. Don't touch my
people
car."
get so defensive.
And while this is all happening, my boss ordered an Uber himself. So our Uber comes up, and I'm getting ready to walk over to the second Uber, and my boss just goes, "All right, man, have a good night," and just does a little tap to the guy's car. That guy gets out of the car.
You
and
touched my car, man.
Pissed. He gets right up to my boss's face.
Now he does realize that, your boss, and not that as an employee you need to defend your boss, but I'm just saying, he's in visitors area. He's not on his home turf. You know what I mean? Like, there's people on your boss's side.
The only thing that probably stopped that driver from swinging at my boss is the fact that I'm standing there with my arms folded.
You do have a good bouncer build. If
Exactly.
If I turned around and you were like, get out, I'd probably just leave.
Bob was the sub boss before he got to the final boss.
Yeah. and to be completely honest, if he did swing at my boss, I would have jumped right in.
Oh, of course.
Because my boss is also a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And
So-
what an amazing story would that make?
So, and they're all yelling,
Violence is
and
bad,
my boss is like, look, man.
Defense is different.
My boss is like, look, man, I'm drunk. You're arguing with a drunk person. Just leave. He's like, just leave. That's all you have to do. Just leave. And the guy's like, no, it's out of principle, blah, 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 blah. My boss goes, hey, did you ever play chess with a pigeon?
Is this a radio joke or something? Or is this
No, it just sounds so absurd.
Just wait.
No, I just want to because you're both cop majors, so I just want to make sure.
As soon as he said that, I lost it. And the Uber driver's like, nah, dude, F you, man. He's like, you know why you never played chess with a pigeon? Because all I'm going to do is flap around and shit on the board and walk away. And that
just like the bird.
And it all comes full circle.
So then this Uber driver is literally like pushing my boss with his chest back into the hotel. Hotel security's like, bro, what's going on here? And my boss is like, look, this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. Security guard goes, asshole, just cancel the Uber and leave. He goes, man, fuck you, and walks away.
Well, he told you.
And while this is all happening, the Uber that my boss also called had left. He's like, I'm not taking part of this.
Yeah, I know. I would have been like, cancel, I'm out. See you later.
I hate overly defensive people.
So I had to order my first ever Uber that night.
I hate overly. I mean, you guys know me. I don't really think I'm that scary of a person. I don't think, because I was out. What was it? I think it was an event. I want to say, I'll just go and say St. Patrick's Day or maybe Halloween or something. But either way, Eric and I were dressed up in a get-up. And it was in New Brunswick, and we go to a parking garage, and the gate's open, like the gate to it is open, and it's the weekend, so we're like, free parking, because we look around, there's no sign that says yay or nay, it's just the gate's open, so we go in, we do our thing, we go hang out at our friend's bar, or whatnot, and come back, and when we go to leave, the gates are all closed. And so we try, like, we contact and everything, and the security comes down and says, you need to pay full price for this ticket, even though we were there for like 2 or 3 hours, so we need to pay 12 hours worth of time. And we're like, that's ridiculous, you guys left the gate open. And they're like, okay, let's review the footage. They, and I air quote, reviewed the footage, and they're at no point was the gate ever open. Like, well, you're kidding me. And now, don't get me wrong, as Eric's best friend, I take every waking moment with him to shit on his day. But I defended him that day, and that says something.
See, that's why I have a dash cam. Because shit like
That's
that, I
smart.
can be like, look,
That's smart.
This is what happens.
That's not even the bread and potatoes of the story. Meat and potatoes.
Meat and
of the
potatoes.
story. You know what? Fine. I'm carving up today. Bread and potatoes.
That's not in the cauliflower and the pickles of the story.
I kid you not. I got PC'd so hard because Eric is talking to this one woman, and I'm just getting pissed at this point. I think it was St. Patrick's Day. I'm in just some stupid get up with like green stuff and whatnot. Like, I look ridiculous. I love going all out for holidays. Excuse me, the dumber I look, the better. And so I get out of the car and look at them like, are you serious? And instantly the security person, who was a woman, was just like, I feel threatened. There are two men looking at me, and if you don't get back in the car, I'm calling the cops. And I'm like, you threatened by me? Like, and Eric looks at me and says, get back in the car. And I'm like, oh my God, it took self-control, but I got back in the car. I was not happy. And it wasn't even like I got out of the car, not even to throw my arms up and say, like, I know that sometimes when Eric gets heated, his talking skills go out the window. So like, I just want to get out of the car, make sure everything's all right. Like, let's just talk about this, because Eric was fine paying for the time that we were there. He just didn't want to
pay for a full day,
right? Because it was ridiculous. They left the gates open. I mean, here I am, just like, well, if the security cameras aren't working, let me just lift up the plastic gate real quick so you can get
that's
out.
when you say, "Show me the footage." Then
It was one of those like it was one of those. We caved, we caved. I think Eric ended up paying it. There was nothing to fight because what the hell are you going to fight? So he caved. And that defeated feeling sucks. But I don't get overly defensive people. I don't know who she's ever, you know what? I don't know her story. She works security for New Brunswick parking deck, so I can imagine she's seen the best of people.
I would have told that company, be like, listen, you got a security guard who feels threatened at small points. I'm like, listen, you're security. Your job is to take care of the threats.
yeah.
She felt threatened. I wasn't even in bed. I was trying to come out there. You know what? I always
Don't be a security guard if you can't take the threats. As I put air quotes every time I say threat.
I try and be the Ben Franklin of the situation. I don't remember why, but there was always this story of like fights and just let me finish this.
You're gonna gain 300 pounds and then just have parties with multiple women.
Yes, with my receding hairline.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then I'm gonna fly a kite.
Have fun being the logos of the 76ers.
I mean,
No,
I'd totally be a Sixers fan.
no.
if
I
that was
always
our logo, by the
remember
way.
this story. Even for
they have a Ben Franklin logo.
I know, but I want that as a permanent logo. Go on.
I always remember this story, Ben Franklin, and he's like, there's two people arguing in the street. He comes over there, cracks a joke, buys him a beer. Everything is squashed. No fists were thrown. Nobody gets hurt, and everyone leaves jolly. I love that, and I strive sometimes to be that person. And like, I was just instantly, the moment I got out of the car, I was just like, nope. She just gave me the nope. It's just nope. Just a nope. And then Eric gave me the nope, and I was just like, I want to be Ben Franklin.
You come out like the beers you have taped to your back the entire time. And it's like as you pull it out, you accidentally like throw it at her face and like knock her over. And it's like, oh shit, dude.
Go to court. I just wanted to be Ben Franklin.
It's like, what are you in for? I just wanted to be Ben Franklin. And the guy,
It all started when I.
There's an old man who like tried to look like Ben Franklin. It's like, you too, huh? Did you accidentally throw the beer bottle at their face too? Yeah, I know how you feel.
Oh shit. But yeah, so people get very defensive.
It's because everyone nowadays is out to make a point.
But it's not like
Everyone's out to make money because they realized, oh, you can sue and make money for being.
Yes, ambulance chasers.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have affluenza. You can't sue me.
I hate society. I just hate
It's
it.
not even people trying to make a point. We went out to the bar with a few people, and one of the friends of a friend was like, "All right, I'm gonna drive home. I only live like 5 minutes away." And we're like, "You're not driving home." Oh no, I'm fine. And my one friend just said, "If you get into a car, I am calling the cops on you." He's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, really." And then he pukes on himself later. He falls asleep and pukes on himself later that night.
Nice.
It's
But
funny
he
'cause
did
nothing
not
happened.
drive home.
See, that's good.
Yes, and thankfully that ended on a more positive note just because he was thankful that we didn't let him drive home. So
I had a similar scenario
in the end,
of I think it was either while I was in early when I was in college or when I was about to go to college.
yeah.
Somebody was trying to drive home at a party I was at, and he was clearly like not supposed to be driving home. And we're all telling him like, dude, stop! You can't be driving. And there was one point he actually got into the car. I actually stood in front of his car. I was like, run me over. I was like, do it. You're not gonna go. Like, I'm not letting you go. And like he started yelling, and then like he gets out of the car, starts like fight with me for a little bit, and then I finally get him to come back into the party. That's when he like pushes me, runs out to the car, and that's when somebody runs past me to like go stop him. He gets into the car and like drives off and like hits the person who's trying to like stop him.
Ooh.
You know, like hits him a little bit, and then like he drives away. Luckily, nothing happened besides he hit the one guy, but he kind of just like hit his leg like as he went. He really run him over. But he hit him, and I think that's the time we called. My friend's house, we called it the Gatsby's mansion. We called the guy who got hit Daisy, and the guy who drove whatever the guy's name was from The Great Gatsby. It was a whole like Great Gatsby thing we did. It's because my friend had parties at his house all the time.
Oh, so he's totally Gatsby.
So we call his house Gatsby's Mansion.
I've never read the book or seen the movie, so I don't understand any of this.
Cool. You've read
Book is amazing.
Book's really good.
One of my all-time favorite books.
The book is really good. I never read books. I don't give a shit about books. Great Gatsby's great, though.
I personally love the fine American literature called Everybody Poops. I think it really is a trying...
See, I actually prefer Go the Fuck to Sleep.
I actually prefer You're
Only
a Naughty
if
Child, and
Samuel
that's concentrated
Jackson
evil coming out of the
is
night.
Obviously, the audiobook version is best.
yes.
No,
Audiobook,
I
yes.
prefer You're a Naughty Child, and that's concentrated evil coming out of the back of you. The great book for Catholics.
Indeed.
Pope approved.
Everything you do is wrong.
But no.
Yay, Catholicism.
So I forgot the name of the guy who like drives and hits Daisy with his car. But like that's what we called the guy.
Probably Mario. Badoom. Nintendo joke, because I want to be part of this and I don't know the story.
Great. But it was funny.
We haven't played Super Mario in a while. He probably misses
I have
us.
a whole.
You know,
I have a whole retro.
I think
I have a whole retro setup going on.
too. I'm very impressed by this retro setup.
I was going to like do laundry and try and get an episode up. But you know,
but our good friend Mario decided to come over.
Right. He seems pretty lonely, man.
Corinne, I was like, so I moved the record player upstairs, and yeah. So
also the bird's down here.
Yeah.
And it's in the cage and not dead.
With a head.
So
you're gonna have to tell Corinne that we know.
Yeah, no, whatever.
Okay, cool.
So
she'll find out when she listens.
Nah, jokes on us. She probably won't listen.
No, she will. She's been asking me like every day, like when are we gonna put something up? Because she wants to listen to it.
Brian, when are you gonna
I put the record player upstairs, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna move the TV down here. I was like, I'll have like a retro game area. And I was like, all right, we need a TV stand. I was like trying to like makeshift one out of the shit I had. And like, as I'm like, fuck it, I don't know what I have. She's like, hey, I found one for free. We're going to go pick it up in 10 minutes. And I was just like, okay.
Oh, you found that was free?
Yeah, it was free.
Wow,
I ended up, I wanted to give him 10, but I only had a 5, so I gave him $5.
That's like $100 unit. That's
dude,
like
it's
$80 to $100.
It's legit. It's good too. It's like it's sturdy.
Yeah, no, it's as we're talking about a unit that no one can see, but it's like one of those like slightly above IKEA sort of gigs.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. So we got that for free. The guy just wanted to get rid of it, and he was like, I didn't want to throw it out. So he was like,
a homeless guy would totally use those parts to make a house. It's nice.
Or it could use it as a house. 2 stories.
That is.
Actually,
so is that like one of the homeless versions of these mini homes that I keep seeing about?
Yes.
It's a
Instead of living in a shipping crate, you live in
those
a
fucking
TV stand.
micro apartments.
Did
you see my post about that micro apartment?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It's absurd.
And fuck that lady trying to promote it.
Why don't you explain yourself, Brian?
I will gladly do that.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. So somebody posted, or it was some shitty like website shared. What are those? It was like, you know,
it was one of the
overly happy
Mike or BuzzFeed or
whatever.
They add music and they put.
And it was one of those like overly happy people about whatever thing they were doing, where it's just like, would you live in this apartment? It's,
little happy marimba.
Would you do this? And like the girl is like,
yeah.
She like sits on the couch and she's like, what? Like, wow.
This
and
couch is also your kitchen table.
Where it's like the person doesn't say anything in the video. It's just like the random text that can be on like the bottom, top, left or right of this, like the video
this
is like.
Shit isn't gonna get old to fold every day as I try and sleep, watch TV and eat.
Look at this micro apartment that's less than 400 square feet or whatever. And
let's get to the baked potatoes of the story.
So,
Brian. Like, how much did it cost?
So it was in New York City. How much do you think a regular New York City apartment goes for?
Probably about $4 or $5 grand a month.
My kidney.
So about $4 or $5 grand a month.
You just stole his thunder. He was hoping you would say a lower number, but then you said
that's fine.
one.
That's fine. All right, now, how much would you pay for an apartment that is less than 400 square feet?
I would live with my mom.
Probably about $250.
This apartment was worth almost $2,600 a month. 400 square feet. Uses every single inch to store shit. You can put your bed up against the wall and pull out the couch underneath for whatever. And it's like, look at all the storage space where you could put your 70,000 fucking pillows this girl has. And
What is it with women and pillows, by the way?
I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my pillows too. I like having a lot of them, but
I sleep with 5
I'm
pillows.
not storing them all over my goddamn
One's a dog.
apartment.
What?
One's a dog.
But and then they're like, you could get all this for like $25.86 a month, and I'm like, no.
You know what?
No. Look how much I am getting with this place. It's less than half.
Yeah.
Like, come the fuck on.
Cool, let's go walk into your urban utopia. Oh, you don't got one of those because you're not in New York City.
No, I look
Market value.
I live in
Wow,
New York City.
I have 2 taverns that are both greatly priced and decent good food.
I thought you were just
right
going to
over
finish
there.
it at great, and I was going to be like, yeah.
Greatly priced, decent food to where if I need to go out, it's right over there.
Friendly faces,
late
wonderful
night,
food and
late night
drink.
places
Where
to get.
everybody knows your name.
Late night
Same
places to get
linoleum
food.
that was there from 1950.
I can do that.
I'm just kidding, I don't mind that
If I want to, if I want to have friends over, guess what?
They're not going to come because they don't want to go there.
I can. Everyone can get to my apartment super easily.
Yes, they can. Your apartment is the most conveniently located
It is.
anything I've ever been to.
That's the one.
Turnpike, there. Parkway, there.
Literally
Everything,
every
there.
major.
That is true.
Every major highway
Except
that
for me,
goes
when
through.
I commute and live 5 minutes from my house, work 5 minutes from my house.
Well, I mean, I go to my firehouses every Thursday, so Brian can just come to Lawrenceville every Thursday, which record your house.
No, fuck that.
Oh.
See, it would
I
make
like my
life
bar.
easier for me too.
Right, we don't
on
got to
Thursdays.
haul any of the stuff.
Because come
What are you
Wednesdays
hauling?
in the sun.
I'm not hauling nothing. He's hauling it.
It's like, don't talk for him. He's a big boy. He could talk for himself.
I'm the Uber driver. I'm going to fight you.
Hey man, don't play chess with a pigeon.
Don't play chess with the pigeon.
Shit all over it and flip the board and walk away.
Hey, man. I'm gonna
I like that.
I'm going to show people your body, and by that I mean your head's going to be off.
Full circle.
Anytime you
How
talk,
did-
anytime you talk to somebody and you just say the word body, I'm going to ask, is the head on too or not?
How often do I say the word body?
I don't know, but you're going to find out soon
Going
enough.
to now.
And then Eric
We're
is-
never going to have this conversation again. It could be like a year or two later where Spencer's just like, oh, and this the body, and I'm like, head too?
And can Eric just be there and be like, I'm confused?
And then we never explain it.
We never. No, he just never.
Congratulations.
He goes, I'm confused. Hey, congratulations.
Oh, congratulations on your headless bird cancer.
So I had a pretty good weekend.
Oh yeah, we really.
Sorry, I got headless bird cancer?
Yeah. It's,
All right. I guess the bird flu hit you harder than usual. Go ahead, Bob.
I don't even know how to follow up with that.
Swine flu.
How was your weekend, Bob? I want to hear.
It was awesome.
That's true. You went to Tennessee.
I did. I drove down to Tennessee.
Shit, we went to PAX. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do, and we're already 48.
PAX can wait.
We could combine,
How
make a
was
longer
Tennessee?
episode.
I want to hear about some NASCAR and cousin loving music.
See, we went down to Tennessee, and we drove down Wednesday night. Left my house at 10:30, something like that. Drove through the night. Didn't hit any traffic. It was us in the trucks,
Yeah, you did the red eye.
and we got down to Tennessee at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
Wow, so you just sleep is
Drove straight through.
Oof.
And before we actually went to the house, we stopped at Bojangles, which is the southern version of Popeyes / KFC.
All of this sounds awful.
But they do breakfast, and it was amazing. It's southern. It's fried. It's awful for you, but it's so good.
But I need nutrients in the morning.
Well, we also just drove 9 hours.
At 10:30, you did the red eye.
Exactly.
Did you just have the cruise control set to 100? Just
Pretty much. Matt drove. Matt drove the entire way
That's
down.
already terrifying. I've witnessed Matt drive, and
I also
that was
fell asleep.
terrifying. Oh, you got to sleep, you sneaky
To be
bastard.
fair, though, he was listening to the
Barstool.
Pat McAfee show
Oh, it's my favorite.
I fucking hate that show.
I have no idea who he is.
He was the former
Colts
punter of the Indianapolis Colts. He's a cool dude. I like hearing clips of him. I don't know if, because the thing is, he always tries to put on that and the Pardon My Take whenever he's over here.
Does he have a voice like Severus Snape? That
No.
name just kind of comes with a voice like this.
No.
All right.
Picture Matt Burrell's raspiness
What's up, guys? Okay.
Kind of.
after smoking 10 packs of cigarettes a day.
I don't think he's that.
Holy-
I don't think that's that.
Kind of sounds like
Holy emphysema. All right,
It's
cool.
awful.
I don't think it sounds that bad.
See, it may not have been that bad, but when I was trying to sleep and Matt
Yeah,
had
when
it
you're trying
blaring,
to sleep. Yeah, that I can see.
I'm gonna hear his stupid laugh in his face. It was literally, oh yeah, so I'm gonna ha ha ha.
Ew.
The worst.
Ew.
It was off, and the audio production on it was garbage. So I'm sitting there trying to not listen to it.
Statistics. Troy
Are we going to get a
Polamalu.
cease and desist now?
Fucking Troy Polamalu.
Fucking Troy Polamalu.
We had a fake
That's what he sounds like.
It's obnoxious.
dealers. That was a 100%. We didn't even have a cancel the
Dude, I
goddamn-
think all sports people are obnoxious.
I agree.
Especially
I
that
don't
one,
like sports.
There's that one guy,
talk.
I forgot, it's on ESPN, and he always sounds angry like this, no matter what he's talking about. I'm
Stephen A.
so
Smith?
happy. What?
Stephen A. Smith.
I think
Black dude, really short hair.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith. He was
Let
on.
me just
He's
look
a
up.
he's a
Is he
jackass.
still on?
For the record, for the race baiters, I said that because I'm just trying to describe what this person looks like.
What is that show he was on? It was him and
Stephen Universe.
Skip Bayless.
Stephen A. Smith. you
First
said?
Take.
Yeah, hot first.
Wow, yeah, that's exactly. yeah. When I used to work at a
First
car
Take.
dealership,
But
this
no,
is what
that's
the guys would listen to.
that's
watch.
like, but that's his thing. His thing is to be like overly zealous about like everything he's told.
He's an asshole, and I don't like him. Anyway,
I will say he's actually a cool dude, because there was one guy, and again, not to pull the whole race baiting thing, but there was one guy who he was on like a sports talk show, and he was like, I don't like RG3, and they're like, why don't you like RG3? And he's like, he's not a true brother. He's not down with the cause. He's a Republican. He's got a white girlfriend, and everyone on the show is just like,
A white girlfriend.
what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's just a regular sports show, and he's just shitting on RG3 for like his personal life. And then
the hell does it matter if he has a
Stephen A.
white girlfriend?
Smith comes onto it, and he's just like, I don't know what the hell that guy's talking about. That's stupid, and you need to apologize. And then he got right back to the point they were like trying to talk about. So like, that was one thing really cool that he did.
fair enough. So
I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He was just, especially as a non-sports person, like going into the lunchroom and hearing him yell was just really annoying.
Yeah, but like
There were some
that's his thing.
ESPN announcers that unfortunately I don't know who they are.
Exactly.
Because they weren't
You now know who he is.
You sneaky bastards. Okay, well played. So note to self: have a podcast where all we do is yell, and we'll be successful.
We got to be on like a major network too.
Oh,
yeah, that would help.
hey
a little bit.
ESPN, I know sports ball. Let's make this happen.
Fumblerooski, am I right?
Wow! Shout out to the first episode.
I miss the one that Bob was in.
Sports
And I
with
forgot.
Spencer.
When that Bob was in it, you put the wrong image on.
I didn't put the wrong image. I just never put the new image on because it was that long ago.
I didn't put the wrong image. I just put one that wasn't correct.
I didn't have the new image at the time, and I didn't bother to change it. So
Anyway,
Yeah, fuck you, Bob.
I'm gonna be over in the corner just jerking myself off. No, so
can I come?
They had sex night.
it's been a while.
And it's
And I'm
been a
sorry.
while
So we get
since
there
I
like
last had sex. Sorry.
Thanks, Creed.
Not me, though.
R.I.P. So we get there at like 7:30.
Me though.
And we're hanging out, seeing his aunt and uncle and all that kind of stuff. We're looking at beautiful farm, like 30, 40 acres. They have horses, they have cows, they have dogs, they have
cool.
everything. Really, really cool place. So we're like, you know what? Let's go take the gator for a ride. And he has a little John Deere.
Gators are so cool.
Oh, the gator was there?
Was it
Yeah. No, not the gator, the person.
Okay.
a 4x4 or 6x6?
4x4.
4x4. Okay.
So Gator 4x4, John Deere. We're going for a ride.
Tractors.
We go out to the back pasture, and because we want to go see the cows. And we made friends with this cow. He had an ear tag that was number 21, and we couldn't find a name for it, so we named him Hank. And
You named
Hank,
a cow. You named a cow Hank.
It's a steer.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you.
Stupid.
I was gonna say you do realize all cows are females, right?
I'm showing pictures to the audience that this cow would not stop following us, and it was acting like a dog.
He
As you can
looks delicious.
see, it's smelling Matt's butt.
And you know what? Knowing Matt, he's full of a lot of fun smells.
I was
That
like,
is true.
I'm sure that thing's used to manure. So
I took this as an
Following Matt for a good
opportunity
reason.
to make friends with said cow/steer, and I got a selfie with the cow. Pretty great.
It's pretty great. The cow's even looking at the camera too.
It is.
Wow.
Yes. So we're driving around, and his uncle goes, "Oh, boys, it's probably 8 o'clock at this point."
in the
There's,
morning.
what's that?
In the morning.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta get my bowl, gotta get my cereal, etc. It's Friday, but it was only a Thursday. So
Swing and a
we're
miss.
there, and he goes, "Oh, boys, I could really use some help moving some wood from the shed back to the house." We're like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." We get there. He has 9 bags of horse feed that we have to fill logs with, and we're splitting logs and all that kind of stuff. And we wound up doing that, and it's like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock when we were finished, and we're like, you know what? We're going to have lunch and take a nap. Because we were dead tired at this point. And filling this rack of wood that was probably, I would say, 10 feet long. So we did that trip a few times, had to fill more bags, put more in the shed, feed the horses, do all that kind of stuff, which was awesome.
Farm life.
Then we did the NASCAR races, and we hit all 4 seasons in 4 days down there. And I'm sure you guys had it back up here too, where it was like 85 degrees and sunny on Friday and Saturday. Sunday was raining. Monday, on our ride home, it actually snowed, and we drove through a snowstorm in Tennessee. Back home.
Yeah, I think we hit like all 4 seasons. On Monday, it fucking rained like no other.
That's what I heard.
It took me 2.5 hours to get to work. A normal hour-ish ride took me 2.5.
Jeez. One thing though, on Sunday, I did get to hear the best version of "Low" by Usher. Usher, I think. Apple Bottom
Shorty got
Jeans.
low,
Yeah.
low.
Whoever it's by, I got to
don't
hear
think
it.
it's by
I
Usher.
saw this. Yes, it was really cool.
The best version. It was a bluegrass version of it
Oh,
by
yes.
the Cleverleys, who are basically a comedic bluegrass band. Where the guy comes up, he's like, "Oh, this is my cousin brother named so and so," and really pulling the whole, "Oh, we're from Arkansas in the Ozark Mountains."
My father, uncle.
And he goes, "And well, my wife," and everyone gets super sad and puts their hats on their heart and everything. Goes, "My wife, she's no longer with us. She died in a mayonnaise accident."
I was waiting for my wife. Everyone puts their hat down. Still alive.
Her last
Bird,
words.
still alive.
He goes, her last words.
You sound like a goat. Oh my god.
Because she drowned in a vat of mayonnaise.
I am quite aware of what the sound is supposed to
That's
be.
like that. It's like, I don't know why that reminded me of that bit from Book of Mormon, where he was like, instead of visiting my sister in the hospital, I got in line for the new iPhone at the Apple store, and it's like the last words from her was, "Where was my brother?"
But yeah, so that was a good time. I can probably play a little bit of the audio from the video, right?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, but it was.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna get any strikes. I just know it's
No.
gonna sound well.
We'll find out. But it was pretty great.
With the fur. Hey. Hit the floor.
I'm into it.
It's pretty rad.
I'm about it.
Super rad.
I can fuck with it. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's bluegrass.
And it's literally just guys dressed up looking like they live in the Ozark Mountains.
And who knows, they might. I don't know where the Ozark Mountains are, but they might live there.
Arkansas.
Why do we got 2 Kansases? We got Kansas and Arkansas. America explained.
But yeah, that was a wonderful experience. And I actually kind of want to see what their other music is because that was hysterical.
That reminds me like of there's the Barbershop Quartet that did Wasn't Me. What's the name of that? Shaggy.
Yes.
That one was great too. If you just YouTube, Wasn't Me. I saw you in the corner. It wasn't me.
It was him, actually.
And actually, I went out and I searched for their page, and like everything else is still fun, but that song was just perfect.
There's something about that song which is it's great. It's classic 90s.
It's classic 90s, but also the way the execution with the barbershop part was phenomenal. Like I don't know how to explain it without having the song on hand, but if you just watch it, it's just amazing.
That's kind of how I was with this group. I'm just like, all right, bluegrass cover. Okay, they're comedians.
I enjoy bluegrass.
Holy crap. The musicality is phenomenal. Like watching the bassist kind of do pick up on 16th notes and do like the wubs of like an EDM, R&B, hip hop kind of thing.
That's cool.
Was really cool.
I think bluegrass in general is just really cool. I went to a bluegrass festival in the Poconos years ago, and I'll just never forget. I mean years.
I would be
maybe
open
a
actually
decade.
going to one.
Dude, let's do it.
That sounds fun.
Go visit my dad. Let's do it.
Done.
But either way, like, I just remember, like, there was music, I'm sorry, it was just like a country festival, but there's a bluegrass portion. And so I walk over to listen to some music, and this old dude with, like, is just walking up all sluggish and whatnot, and just plops down on a seat, and it's just like, this song's about my dog Red, and then, and his fingers are on fire. His face is completely stone cold, like he's just not doing anything. Meanwhile, my jaw dropped, and it was just, I don't know, I just love the sound of the banjo, and he was ripping that thing to shreds. It was amazing. And it was just so, I don't know why, it was just so much fun to listen to. And I bought my ex at the time the biggest zucchini I could ever find. There was a vegetable auction, and for $3.75, I bought the biggest gosh darn zucchini I've ever seen in my entire life.
That sounds fun.
It was so much fun because everyone else was like buying vegetables to, cook and eat. And so like they were buying them seriously.
Meanwhile, you're just like, this could be
I'm just like, you don't know me.
I just imagine as soon as he buys it, he goes up to the auctioneer and they're like, sold to that asshole over there. Spencer picks it up, like hands him the $4, keep the change. Picks up the zucchini, immediately puts it in front of his crotch, looks at his cover, and just goes, woo!
She wasn't there. However, I did.
The auctioneer goes, sir, give me that back.
I'm keeping the $4.
I'm keeping it.
You make me sick.
It was great. Let me see if I can find. That might have been like a decade ago at this point. But
God.
No, maybe not.
No,
that couldn't have been.
No, couldn't have been that long.
No,
it's 2018. That would have been.
What are you looking at?
That is my news feed. That is a beautiful cosplayer. Mm-hmm. I've gotten into.
Speaking of
beautiful cosplayers.
PAX. Yes, you were at PAX. How was it?
We went to PAX East 2018.
Magical.
Up in Boston, Massachusetts.
Absolutely magical.
It was a good time. Good time had by all. One of the cool things that we did together was we got to try out this VR game that was like a jousting game.
Oh, that was so much fun.
So Spencer's on one side, sitting on like a saddle. I'm on another side. We have VR headsets on, and we got to pick a bunch of weapons. So we got our weapons or whatever. So we have like the one controller, one hand over here. That's like the reins of the horse, and the other one is your weapon. So it's like 3, 2, 1, go, and like you have to go like this, and then he's like, the guy's like, also scream as loud as you can because they want to like create hype.
You actually go faster when you scream. Like,
yeah, I guess there's like a mic in there, it'll you speed up as you scream.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we're doing it. We're like, ah! And then, like you try to like swing and like knock each other off their horse.
The previous people that did it were kind of like a little bit like, introverted, reserved. Like Brian and I, no holds barred.
We get up. We gotta go on their website because he said he was gonna put us on like a video or something.
Oh really?
Yeah, he said that he was gonna put us on a video, so we have to see if it's up there. But it was funny because he won. He beat me with the first weapon.
Brian can't.
I beat him with the second one because I picked a bow and arrow, and I had the distance, so I would just shoot him in the face every time till I eventually just shot his head off. And then the last time,
where'd the body go?
Yeah, I shot him so he was just a body. No head.
So he was decapitated.
Yep. Nope.
I love the awkward silence pause there too.
There it is. I found it. Look at that thing.
That would ruin her.
Unfortunately, because whole X thing, I can't put this on YouTube. But for you gentlemen,
That would ruin her.
$3.75 for that zucchini. Phenomenal purchase.
So-
if you
It's
ask
actually
me.
bigger than her.
I mean that, yeah, pretty much. That was 2013, so it wasn't quite. In fact, it was more like half a decade.
I was gonna say that's 5 years.
How
Oh God,
time
that makes me feel old. That's when I graduated college.
Shut up.
I love all the kids now are like, ooh,
Yes, I'm
commencement's-
old.
Commencement's so close. I'm old, and I'm like, fuck you.
There's one kid on my newsfeed.
Thank
Every
God.
single
Activity.
day, he posts, no, 25 days till commencement.
I know who you're talking about.
24 days
I
till
know.
commencement.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Shut the fuck up. No one cares. And he doesn't even get any likes or any reactions.
You know what?
It's
you know
just
what?
a
You know what?
post.
Shout out to that guy.
Ah!
He don't care what nobody thinks. He ain't posting it for the likes. He's posting it because he's excited, and it's your
He's not
newsfeed. You can
excited.
easily scroll
it's
back.
just T-minus
You
this
post
many
things
days.
to get likes.
Wow.
The only reason to post things is to get people to look at it.
Yes, that.
That's literally the only
if
reason.
anyone's
to post.
like, I don't give a shit who likes my stuff. You're
Then
posting
don't
stuff.
post.
You post the stuff specifically to get that out to other people. If you didn't care about the people seeing what you said, you wouldn't post it to begin with, because the whole point of the post is for other people to see it. So you did care. You cared at least a little bit because you still clicked post on it.
Yes. I hate social media for that exact reason.
It's like people who have it's like people who have a Twitter and privatize their Twitter. What the fuck are you doing? Twitter is supposed to be this thing where you share it to the world and you privatize your Twitter? What the fuck is wrong with you? And I remember I was listening to another podcast and I just loved the idea of it, and it was just like somebody was talking about, I'm good for right now. Somebody was talking about it was like, oh, I muted this other person on Twitter. And they were like, explain this to a caveman.
What?
Explain to a caveman muting somebody on Twitter. So he was like, yeah, so I have a magical device.
rock hard.
Yeah, no, I told you that. Why would you put it in the microwave first at least, you idiot?
No. Oh, I love cold wings.
Yeah, but no, idiot. So the guy was like, yeah, so my magical device puts words in the air where another magical device can receive those words, and then I just delete them.
Pretty much.
And he was like, yeah, and I think at that point is when the caveman takes his club and bashes you across the head.
See, the one thing actually that I learned at PAX is at some point you have to say fuck it, and like, I mean, I think it's no mystery to you guys. Like, I've been trying to start a YouTube thing for a very long time, but I fought a lot of insecurities that I didn't even realize existed for a while. And so, like, I give credit. I now give where I used to be like, why are you posting this? I give credit to people that post whatever they want. Like, yes, they do post it for the reaction, but like, where is the balance? Because my insecurity was like, why should I do this YouTube? I'm a complete narcissist for thinking that anyone should care about what my opinions are, what I'm doing, or this, that, and the other. And then, like, I almost was trying to be too humble, even though that's about the least humble thing that you can say. But I give credit to people that just say fuck it and go for it and do it anyway. I was insecure. Well, I'm just saying, like, this is a guy. I have no issue cutting the roof off of a car, putting on a World War II German helmet, blasting ska music, and driving up and down Ocean City, Maryland. But I was insecure about posting a selfie because I thought selfies were narcissistic. Like, but it's such a I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like saying,
I completely understand.
Like, but
I completely understand.
So one thing I'm doing, so I'm starting a new YouTube channel. Thank you, Brian, for helping me out with the name. It's called Amateur Everything, because I couldn't focus on what I want to do. I've tried doing car shows because I love cars. I tried doing gaming with this guy. I've tried, and like, but I don't want to, like, when I went to PAX, the greatest experience that I had was just talking to random people. I went to tabletop games like Magic the Gathering, or for people that don't nerd stuff, chess is a tabletop game. There's a whole culture for that stuff. Everywhere you go, it's in the shadows. These people build $15,000 tables that you can hand crank so the center part recesses down so you can play dice games. They are magical.
Really cool.
Oh yeah, no, I saw this table
And that's
place.
just
They're
nothing.
really cool.
And that's nothing. They have cup holders that are removable on the side because they're magnetic, but they go into a groove, so that way, like when you put weight on it, it still sits in the groove, like just perfectly fine. They are beautiful. I was talking to this guy for a half hour about craftsmanship of wood. If you told me that I was going to be talking to a guy about wood craftsmanship at a gaming convention for a half hour, I thought you were insane. So, like, one thing I want to do with the channel is just go to conventions that I normally wouldn't give a shit about, because that's really what PAX was for me. I fell out of gaming. Brian, on a whim, offered me a ticket because one of his friends had an unfortunate accident. And, like, I went there and I had a blast. And last year was a little different because, you know, I had a few things going on, so I wasn't quite as confident as I was now. Yeah, I know. 6-year relationship. Yeah. Well, either way. Thanks. You know what? Now that you said it, I'm
Helpful.
over it. I mean, I think at this point. But either way, this year was
Be
different.
happy. Oh, okay.
That's how it works. Don't worry.
my
Be
favorite.
happy. But no,
Should
like,
have bought you that fish. Don't worry. Be happy.
Speaking of, do you guys ever see someone online put or hooked Alexa up to the talking fish? And every time Alexa would say something, the fish would move.
that's amazing.
So it'd be, hey, Alexa, and then the fish would be, what?
Like the point I was getting, like one thing. I'm sorry, just the point I was getting to was like, I found comfort in making car show videos and like DIY videos because those are safe videos to make. They're not like, I mean, yeah, like it's all about the personality and having fun, and they're still fun to make.
I'm triggered.
What? Am I triggered? Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm triggered. Cars are scary.
Cool.
Cars offend
well,
me.
your safe space is upstairs. I'll just continue the podcast alone.
No, it's behind the liquor in the bar.
Easy there,
There's
Lafayette.
shit all over it.
I gotta clean
There will be soon.
I gotta clean that
What are you
out.
playing chess?
That's how you know I've been there for a while. So I shit all over my bar.
I recently bought a Nintendo Switch. I caved. I bought one. Yeah, and I have it in box.
One of us. One
Yeah,
of
Google
us.
gobble.
More like one of you.
of us.
'Cause I'm the only one that doesn't have one now.
I want to
One
film.
of us.
Shut the
One
fuck
of
up.
us.
I want to film an ASMR unboxing of the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's why I need an ASMR with your voice in it.
No, I'm not. Like guys.
Okay, now I'm opening up the Switch.
No, I hate. I don't know if you guys, for those that don't know, ASMR is just. It's all about.
It's like listening to NPR.
It's all about like auditory stuff. I
wish I had one of those microphones.
Just
though.
look it up.
The omnidirectional microphones are
Oh, they're
so
amazing.
freaking cool.
They're so cool. See, but I don't want to do the voicey stuff. Like I just want to like take the box and then run my fingers across it and then open it up. Like I want to. You know what? I'm gonna. It's such a weird thing that in the back of my head I'm like, no, this is weird. What are you doing? Why are you doing this to yourself? Like no, fuck you, man. I'm gonna do it, and I don't care who does it. And that's what I think of right now. Like that's what I'm going on. It took me 6 years to finally make a goddamn personal YouTube channel.
I have audio recording equipment. Just saying.
I do want to open the
I
Switch
gave you a name.
eventually. You did. No, and I appreciate that. I have had more supporting
Is this
people.
going to be under the
after
Shibby
PAX,
Shack
I want to get into
umbrella?
cosplay. No, I mean, I will add it as an associated channel, but this one I do want to do myself, and I don't think it would go with the Shibby Shack flow,
Probably
which
not.
is right now
Just a podcast right now.
pretty much. Well, I mean, we'll get to other stuff eventually, but see, that's how it starts. You start a goal.
It starts with one.
And I don't know why.
It doesn't even matter how hard-
you
I'm
try.
trying
He's
to
dead.
be serious.
He's
Like
dead.
this is one of the first time. Yes, Chester Bennington died in the arms of the angel. Anyway,
That's not by him.
It's Sarah Bareilles, right?
Breaking the habit tonight, man.
in the end, it doesn't even matter.
You know, it really doesn't. I try to be serious on shooting the shibby. That was my fault. You're right. I lose. I
Man,
lose.
Spencer
I lose.
Mental
You know
already?
what? You know what?
Man, you're early.
You guys win. YouTube is stupid, and I should just recess back into my little hole.
Yeah, quit.
There we go.
my
That's
God.
it. Just get the hell out of all of it. Your dreams are dumb. Work your job, live your life, and then die. That's what we should do. Cheers.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I got from it. Just like your bird is decapitated.
See, that's
Well, on that
Spencer.
note-
This is no say. This is Spencer. Whenever he's trying to do something, oh man, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. A minor inconvenience. Well, then I guess I'll just fucking throw it all to the wall then, because nobody wants me to do anything. Spencer, nobody said that. Nobody wants me to do anything. Fuck it. It's over. It's done. Blah blah blah. Everyone else sucks. It's not my fault that I quit on this project.
It's like I was fighting some inner demons or something, Brian.
I know, but I'm making fun of your inner demons because you're
That's
a child.
good. They're dicks. You can make fun of them all you want. I hate them.
But I'm making fun of them. Means I'm making fun of you. That's what we learned earlier before this podcast. Bob, sign us off.
So what did we learn today?
Spencer's still a bitch.
Okay. All right. Says the one who cried over an almost dead bird.
Sorry, my fiance's bird that she loved with every fiber of her well-being just died.
Right, you weren't crying over the bird.
And
You were
got
crying over what your
decapitated,
fiance
apparently.
would do to you.
Not what she would do to me. I'm sad that she would be sad.
Aww.
No, I care
That's
about
adorable.
somebody.
What are you, gay?
No one ever cares about me.
Oh,
I learned that.
I pay her in gum.
I learned that.
nobody ever pays me in go.
I learned that my life ambitions are worthless, and I should just work my 9 to 5.
There you go.
I learned that Brian is an expert bird wrangler.
Crikey!
I learned, check the liquor. Birds love liquor.
They're one of us. All right.
God. Anyway, on that note, thank
Goodbye,
you for
everybody.
listening to Shoot the Shibby.
I like to